workshop. Today's modules, number 3, is all about advanced Twitter content framework. I know it's very lengthy. All it is really, and all we're going to be focusing on today in depth are two things: video and headlines. So I'll be taking care of video very briefly, just giving you alpha. When we first developed this presentation, or when we first came up with the third lesson, the third module, I'll be honest, it wasn't video, it was GIF strategy, because that was what was in. But right now, as you're going to see, videos are quite in. So we had to pivot around and scoop up the latest, because we want to make sure that whatever we give you guys today and throughout this entire workshop, this entire academy, is the latest and greatest. So part 1, let's dive in. Video, the algo's latest update. So 1 month ago, my reach, or at least I was used to reach that sort of looked like this, until all of a sudden, if I can pinpoint it to exactly not last Thursday, the Thursday before that, so 2 weeks ago exactly, all of a sudden reach started going all the way down. Although my likes were very similar, sometimes I'd even get more interactions, more bookmarks, all of a sudden the reach went down. And this is where, I started connecting with a lot of my friends, asking them, are you experiencing the same thing that I am? And to my surprise, everyone was. So we can see everything is the same in terms of numbers, or relatively the same, yet reach is, in general, 75% down. So when I reached out to my friends, everyone echoed the same sentiment. NFTs have been deboosted, or the word NFT has been deboosted in posts. Even Whale Swoosh, who I talked to recently, I noticed a big change in his engagement as well, along with so many of us, Legendary, Zaimiri, Kenny. Since we were talking about Kenny, every single person I've reached out to has experienced the same, where you see, same number of likes, even more on this, more retweets here, more comments here, yet the reach is all the way down. So what ended up happening is we had a very accidental experiment where I had my friend Zaimiri. He put out this tweet, and he sent it to us, and we were like, "Hey yo, this is a very timely tweet. Let's all try our different spin on it." So Zaimiri, he did text only. This is the tweet he posted. Legendary went for text plus context. So he gave a bit of context on what. Silly me, forgot to give you more context on what the tweet was. So X introduced a new like button animation. If you add this hashtag and you like a tweet, all of a sudden, instead of the red heart, there was an X logo that popped out. So that was the tweet. We all thought it was very nice, very timely. So we all wanted our spin on it. Legendary gave context, so custom like animations are a great idea to drive monetization on X. According to X, custom likes saw a 200% lift in purchase intent and a 280% boost in recall. So he gave a lot of context, not content. I decided to go for just an image, so same as Zaimiri, difference is image. Moritz decided to go for a video. The ironic part is the video is liking Legendary's tweet. So that's what we did. We did image, text plus context, image, and video. Now, what I want to ask all of you right now is, how do you think each of these performed, and which do you think performed best? And if anyone wants to go and take a guess, just to tell us which one you think performed the worst and which one do you think performed the best.
I think Legendaries performed the worst, just because it has too much words in it.
So context, worst, and then how would you rank them?
I think I would rank Zaimiri's first, just because it's captivating and he was the first one to do it. Then I would rank the video one, then yours, then legendaries.
Hey man, you're putting me in third place.
Hey man.
What is this friendship? Down,
Hey
down in
man.
friendship. Bad, very bad.
Bearish.
So I definitely understand why. I think I would have gone for the same reasoning for the context one. Like maybe it's too long for context. Let's do a very nice drawing. So the worst performing one was actually the text only, which got around 6,000 impressions. The second one was context, which had around 20,000 impressions, so around a 4x boost. Next up was the image, who had approximately a 2x boost, so 50k impressions. And coming in with a clutch, doing better than all three combined, was video, who had over 200,000 impressions. So, to add on to that, so previous to that post, when it comes to reach, Zaimiri, Legendary, I, and Moritz had all expressed, we've been getting the same sort of weekly reach, the same sort of numbers, and it came out as an accident that we each took our different type of spin, and it turned out to be a very nice experiment at the end of the day for all of us. The conclusion is that videos are in. The algorithm is now pushing videos harder than ever. And we can start seeing this by the form of content all influencers are using now. For example, Legendary is using videos. You can see whenever there's a timestamp, a person is using video in the screenshot. He's using videos for his GMs. I started using videos for my GMs. Zaimiri started using videos in his GMs. I tried my first push ever at a video. Whale is doing a lot of video content now, so he stopped spending so much time doing threads, started prioritizing video instead. And this is where, the light bulb went on. Oh, videos are in. Let me start experimenting. Now, whenever I have a post to do, I start to think, how can I include a video in it? And all of a sudden, my reach has gone back to what I was, quote unquote, used to 2 weeks ago. So this is my short part. Jivan, I can see you've got your hand raised. Did you want to add something quickly?
A very quick question.
Go ahead.
I was actually trying different media a lot about a month ago, try to figure out what works better. And back in the day, this is a month back, GIFs used to work similarly to videos, but better back in the day. So I wanted to ask you if you guys have played around with that, and is it different now?
You're absolutely spot on. This is why the presentation for today was actually GIFs and not videos, because I used to leverage GIFs everywhere. So everywhere I could include a GIF, I would include a GIF, whether it was on a title of a thread, whether I was doing a GM, I was putting GIFs because GIFs were being boosted for some reason that is unknown. Now it's video. It's the exact same thing, but now the meta is video, not GIFs.
Perfect. That's incredibly useful. And one more thing, back in the day, I'm guessing you're going to talk about later, but back in the day, again, I was noticing that the shorter the GIF, the better. I think it came down to how many times it was replayed. So, yeah.
Correct. The shorter, the better. It's the same for video. You're going to notice 4 to 5 second videos will perform best. At 5 seconds, literally at 5 seconds, your retention rate will go down. So people have an attention span of 5 seconds. Very good question. Joey, my man, what's up?
So I have a small question. Do you have an idea how views are calculated? So how many seconds should you spend on an item for Twitter to consider it as a view? Do you have any idea?
this is a very good question, man. Something I would say a lot of us are trying to figure out. It does. So one theory that people have at the moment, and it's not confirmed, is that the reach didn't change. Like nothing changed other than the fact that Twitter updated what it counts as a view on
Exactly.
a post. So it's
Yeah.
it's a theory. It's not confirmed, at least not that I know. I don't know if you've seen something that confirms it or denies
Yeah,
it.
because I think we've talked about this briefly, but I realized that most of my threads I used to have like 10% conversion rate from the headline and then to the second tweet, but right now I'm getting over 30 and 40 and sometimes 50% conversion rate, and it's not because my threads are very well written, just because maybe they changed the way they calculate them. Because as you also portrayed in your tweets, you have the same amount of likes, same amount of bookmarks, and yet the views are the same. So perhaps the way that Twitter calculates views is different. This is why videos and pictures and long text could retain the attention for more than 5 seconds. Maybe this is why they get calculated as views. Just speculation.
It's very, very likely, but like you said, it's all speculation, can neither confirm nor deny, but it does seem to be the case because likes, comments, everything, nothing changed other than impressions and a whole. So very, very plausible. Perfect. So without further ado, I'll give the stage to Leon, who has a packed presentation, a packed second half. So let's kick it, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So at this stage, if you've been taking notes, by now you should have a big piece of white paper, written video in big, circled 7 times. Okay? This is the first takeaway from the first half of this presentation. Right now, what we're going to be talking about is headlines, aka how the hell do we make people pay attention to us in an ever competitive attention landscape. Everyone says that this is, modern adage, which is our attention spans has become more and more limited. We're in the age of TikTok with 3-second attention spans. The way I like to think about it is, in the contrary, our attention span has not gone down. However, in the age of infinite information, all of us have become a lot more selective to where we give our attentions. The bar to us giving our attention to something has gone up. And a very important metric, whoever you are, whatever it is that you sell, whatever your message is, the first thing people ever see is going to be the headline. It's going to be what is the first impression people see, and that's exactly what we are going to be talking about. And I have a story, and this was really my journey learning the importance of headlines. So this started about half a decade ago while studying engineering while studying engineering at university. I remember sitting one day here looking at the course content that was in front of me, first year of engineering school. I was like, man, this is hella boring. This is not why I signed up to being in an engineering school. And found myself on the side doing research of all the cool stuff happening in the engineering and technology world and being like, this is what actually got me to study this space. It's not these math equations in front of me. So I slowly started creating content and documenting the things that I was learning, repackaging some of the information that was out there and packaging it in a more modern, more interesting format. And I started doing that on Instagram. And slowly, it turns out that just like I found this information interesting, a lot more people also have. And the page slowly started growing and became one of the leading Instagram pages about engineering and technology on the platform. So things were growing, the audience was growing. It was incredible. We reached today, the page still active, sits at almost 900,000 followers. Amazing, big numbers. But at some point, I decided to do what every sound entrepreneur or content creator wanted to do, which is give call to actions to my audience and convert these into either email subscribers, get them to buy our products, get them to take a certain action beyond the Instagram platform. So I started experimenting. I launched a podcast, started experimenting, made call to actions on the stories, on in the link in bio. And the first time I published a call to action to asking people to go watch, listen into the podcast, I think the story had 40,000 impressions. I think I got 7 link clicks on that story. 7 link clicks out of 40,000, like that's 0.00 something percent. I look at that, I was like, wait, what is happening over here? So I try again another time, and I try another time, and I realized that my message was just not sticking. One day I was having dinner with this entrepreneur friend of mine who's built businesses to the six figure. That was a couple of years ago, so definitely successful. Um, and I tell him about this. I share with him this problem that I was facing. I was like, bro, my audience is just not listening to me. I'm trying to ask them to take action. No one would listen. So he looks a little bit of some of the data, some of the call to actions I've been making, and he gives me a feedback that still sits with me until today, which is, Leon, I think you've been making very generic call to actions. No one in your audience knows who you're talking to. You have an audience of 900,000 followers that are most likely a very diverse, a very wide group of people. And what you're trying to do is making a call to action to everyone. But what ends up happening is you are talking to no one. I was giving very generic call to actions which were hitting no one. So instead, what that moment changed my perception of how I should start talking to my audience. And instead, I started fragment how I was talking to my audience. I started saying, if you are studying mechanical engineering, you should probably be listening to this podcast because it exactly pertains to the innovations happening in the NFT space. And the moment I implemented this switch, the moment I implemented how I started talking to my audience, the podcast very quickly hit 20,000 listeners in 3 weeks. And this became the beginning of a beautiful journey. Ended up having the chance to talk with, for example, Gatsad, that I mentioned that last time with Joey, one of Joe Rogan guests. Anyways, that was awesome. But the switch that happened right here was, how do I talk to the audience? And this was my first introduction into headlines. How you talk to people is incredibly important. So let me ask you guys here, who here wants to learn what is the anatomy of a highly converting headline that is going to get people to see your content, want to read it, and want to take action? If you want to leave some thumbs up, some claps, whatever it is, this would be the perfect moment to plug in who's active right now. Engagement farm, unfollowing inactives. Beautiful. Let's talk about the anatomy of a headline. And this is a quote from most likely my favorite marketer, David Ogilvy, most likely the father of direct response copywriting. The quote says, on the average, 5 times as many people read the headline as they read the body of your copy. When you have written your headline, you have already spent 80 cents out of your dollar from the marketing budget. So we've heard that 80% of the work is in the headline. If you have a banger thread, if the headline is poor, no one's going to be reading it. So what I did is, there was a study conducted of a meta-analysis of the best headlines that have ever been written over the last 100 years, over the last century. And what they found is that there are 7 characteristics of a highly converting headline. And just to give a little bit more insight into the data, all of us here, and this is something interesting that I always like to pay attention to. Do you know where the best copywriters are? The best copywriters, the best headlines are not on your Instagram feeds or your Twitter feeds. The best copywriting headlines that you ever are going to see are actually those pop magazines that you see at your local supermarket. And I'm putting that example here because I want you to start paying attention to that. The best ever headline writers are the people that work and design the magazines that you see right here, because they know that you only have a split second to make a buying decision if you're going to pick this up or not. And I just want you to look at some of the headlines. The palace strikes back. She twisted the truth and lied. Alex and Hillary, trouble in paradise. Meghan ordered to return Diana's diamonds. What is this? What am I? I need to buy this right now. So you have a split second to make a decision, pique someone curiosity, and want to take that, buy it, and go home with it. So with that, the 7 characteristics of a high converting headlines. And we're going to be going through those, and then I'm going to be showing you some examples of some threads that were written in the Web3 space for context, and how these apply for us. So the first characteristic of a high converting headline is recency. People tend to pay more attention to something that happened 1 hour ago than something that happened 1 year ago. For example, $40 million were just hacked from this NFT project. Here's what happened. It just happened right now. But if I take you through, if I right now make a thread about the Axie Infinity hack that happened 2 years ago, no one's gonna care. So number 1, recency. Number 2, relevancy. So you're a lot more likely to catch the attention of an Ethereum NFT holder if you are writing threads or content about NFT projects. But this is a very obvious one that I see a lot of people get wrong. A lot of times people speak to their audience in a way where they try to speak to everyone without making the content relevant to who they are. Imagine today's Chimper Creator Academy was, let's learn how we're going to do TikTok content. It's not relevant. All of us here are in the Twitter space. We want to create Twitter content. We want to grow our brands on Twitter. It's about making it relevant. So number 2, relevancy. Number 3, and this is an interesting one. Anytime there's a mention of a celebrity, all of a sudden, people pay more attention. No one cares what I had for breakfast this morning yet, but what did Elon Musk have for breakfast this morning? I'd like to know. What did Joe Biden have for breakfast this morning? So celebrity, anytime you mention a celebrity, that's why you see a lot of the threads that recently exploded. It's like Elon Musk just made big updates to the Twitter algorithm. Frank Diga just dropped season 3. So sometimes just name dropping a celebrity within a headline that you have, instead of saying Diga season 3 is live, saying Frank Diga just did this to Diga season 3. Here's what I think about it. All of a sudden adds the celebrity angle to your headline. Number 4, proximity, and this is literal geographical proximity. So a house on fire across the country or across the world doesn't really pique our curiosity. But imagine it was your neighbor's house. That's all you're going to be talking about. That's all you're going to be paying attention to. So geographical proximity. Number 5 is conflict, one we have a lot of in the NFT space. So whenever you have opposing people, opposing ideas, for example, like the pineapple on pizza versus no pineapple. It's a big conflict. Obviously, we go for pineapple. Another couple examples of this is like freedom versus safety. This is a big one that a lot of people talk about in the NFT space. Do you prefer to have your freedom, hold your own keys, or do you want to have the safety of a platform that will hold it for you? Justice versus mercy. Those are all questions that a lot of times don't have a yes or no. And they showcase conflict. I'll give you a very simple example. You guys most likely saw the recent thing that happened between Mashi Big Brother and who was it? The blockchain sloth that Mashi Big Brother sued.
Zach XP.
Zach, thank you. There you go. Thank you. That grabbed the attention of the entire NFT space because all of a sudden, boom, there was a big conflict and people wanted to pay attention to that. So conflict. Number 6, something that is unusual, something odd, something that people haven't seen before in the NFT space or in the world. Unusual piques people's attention. One example, you guys have probably tuned in when there was the whole like Titanic submarine that happened. That was very unusual. Like a submarine stuck in the bottom of the ocean. What is happening? Let me tune in. Let me see. So it was unusual, and it was number 7, ongoing. So stories that are still in progress, that are dynamic, evolving, and the plot is constantly twisting. I remember back then the story of the Titanic. I was tuning in every couple hours because, like, this was crazy. Like I wanted to know what was going to happen. And all of a sudden you start understanding that once you're able to stack a lot of these together, you can start having some of the most powerful stories. So you can start crafting your stories through that lens, and you can start crafting your headline through that lens. And if we are to recap all of them, and we're going to go through a couple examples: recency, relevancy, celebrity, proximity, conflict, unusual, ongoing. Do you guys remember last year when there was the Johnny Depp and the Johnny Depp and what was his name? Why am I Johnny Amber Heard?
something.
Amber Heard, yes, Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I think that was the most tuned in trial that ever happened in the history of justice. Why is that? Because there was the celebrity element, there was the conflict. It was unusual. The types of stories that were coming out of this trial were very unusual. He hit me, he cried, he's addicted to drugs, she abused me sexually. And number 7, it was ongoing. So you start to understand how all of a sudden, when you stack these, this is when you get a banger, pretty much headline. So let's look at things. Let's look at a couple examples. This is a thread that performed incredibly well by no other than our frog, Crypto Kermit. In just 2 days, the biggest onboarding event could be hitting the NFT space. Coinbase's base mainnet is set to launch on August 8th. Here's how you can position yourself accordingly now. So what does this have? What is the anatomy of this? There's recency. In just 2 days. Relevancy. Here's how you can position yourself now. Like, this is relevant to me. Celebrity angle. Coinbase. Imagine this was the exact same thing, but was that saying Coinbase? So in just 2 days, the biggest onboarding event could hit NFT. Base mainnet is launching. Who is Base? What is Base? I've never heard of that. But Coinbase's Base is launching. All of a sudden, this makes it familiar. So this is how you, Kermit, there are 3 examples. Let's look at NFT God. Elon, you asked earlier today what I would change about the algorithm. I went through all 13 lines of code. Here's everything, every change you need to make if you want this to be the best platform for creators on the internet. What does this have? Recency. Elon, you asked me earlier today. Elon, you asked me last year. No one cares. Relevancy. It's relevant to all of us here today on X. We care about the X algorithm. Celebrity. Elon. Ongoing. This is an ongoing topic that has been going. The X algorithm. This is not the first tweet that NFT God has made about the X algorithm, and it's an ongoing story. Imagine if instead of Elon, NFT God had said, Joe from NFT Twitter with 100 followers asked me today what I would change about the algorithm. This would have 100% now gotten 2.5 million followers. Sammy. 113 million has now been bridged to base. I have a thesis. Things are about to explode. Okay, let's look at that. Recency has now been bridged to base. Relevancy, things are about to explode. What is happening? I'm curious about this myself. Ongoing. Sammy was able to ride an ongoing trend about the NFT space, which was base. And this is literally what the phenomenon we see, the ongoing part where there's a big hot topic. Let's hop on this because it's an ongoing subject line. I would even go, if I were to edit this right now, I would say unusual too, because 113 million has been bridged to base. That's a big number. This is not another day in the Web3 space. Something had to happen for 113 million to be bridged to the Web3 space. This is the example of Mashi Big Brother. 1 year ago, Zach published a Medium article about me damaging my reputation. Today, I have filed a defamation lawsuit against this. And that day, anyone who wrote a thread about this was pretty much able to get all the attention that they wanted to ride on that. So recency. Today, I filed a defamation lawsuit. Conflict. There's a big conflict. So now you start understanding. Let's look at these. I think this is the last example that we have. Let's look at this. These are 2 back-to-back threads that Kermit made. So Amazon Prime is giving out free NFTs for this Polygon game. Prime subscribers can now snag a free NFT and in-game currency for Mojo Melee, with more freebies to come. Next example. The fashion industry is about to get a massive upgrade. Gucci is about to begin rewarding NFT holders with physical pieces. Why I put these two together is because both of them follow the exact same blueprint. There's recency. Prime can now snag free NFTs. Gucci is about to begin rewarding. Relevancy. Obviously, this is a Web3 news. This is not Kermit gossiping about Queen Elizabeth. Or number 3, the celebrity element. Amazon Prime, Gucci. There's a name drop. This is not your random local grocery store that is dropping an NFT collection. So with those, what I would like to invite you guys to start thinking about is to take these 7 things, note these down, and try to think whenever you are crafting your next headline, how can you embed either one or all of these within your headline? And you're going to start very quickly noticing a big performance change in how your headlines, how your community is going to start perceiving, and how they're going to start engaging with your content. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, would love to hear any questions you have about